What's up, YouTube? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. For those that are new to the channel, I'm Joe Wilson, and I make videos related to triathlon. Whether it's swimming, biking, running, all those cool things you're gonna find on this channel. Anything, basically anything endurance related. That's what you'll find here. Anyway, in today's video, we're gonna talk about the differences between Chattanooga 70.3 and Chattanooga 144.6. Shh. Sit, boy. Sit. We also have a new family member. His name is Onyx. Hey, Onyx. Anyway, let's jump on in. All right. Let's talk about the difference between the half, the 70.3 in May for Chattanooga, and the full 144.6 in September. Because a lot of people do the half thinking that, oh, if I do the half, then it's double the full. But no, there's some key differences between the two. And so I want to discuss those today in this video. First of all, you swim on the same side of the river, on the south side, not the North Shore. That was changed in 2021. So you'll swim in the same area. You'll start about right here at the Chattanooga Rowing Center. And so from here to this section right here where you get out is about 2,500 yards. That's what I got in 2021 when I did it. It took me about 34 minutes to do that swim. If you look at the full will put you closer, you know, the buses will bus you up to here, and then you'll get out, there's a little trailhead here, and then you'll walk all the way down, and then they'll push you into the water here. So from here to there, that's about another 1,500 yards. So you're looking at 2.4 versus 1.4, or 1,600 yards is about what I got, the difference between the two. What I tell everybody is, once you get into the water, just swim in the middle of the Tennessee River. That's where it's the fastest. That's where, if there's a current, which there normally is, well, there always is, it just depends on how fast it is. When there's a current, you know, the middle of the river is where it is the fastest. So, and then when you swim for the full, I would swim until you see the river, until you see this island, and then swim kind of straight to this island and then to the left of it. Like I said, the biggest portion here is where you'll find the fastest current. And then once you get to the bridges, you got about 1,000 yards. And so there's 3 bridges. So I normally like to count like 1 bridge, 2 bridge, 3 bridge. And then once you get past the Market Street Bridge, you'll curl around here, and there'll be people here waiting to help you up, or they'll be pull you out of the water, and there'll be little stairs you can walk onto or step onto to get out of the river. And you'll run up here and run into transition, which is a huge parking lot. So that's the big difference between the full and the half. It's not a lot for the swim. It's bigger for the run and the bike. So let's go look at the bike, because that is where you'll have the biggest difference. So this is the full. You know, you'll come out of Chattanooga, go into Georgia, and then do this little lollipop or this loop 2 times. And whereas with the half, you just come out and you do 1 loop and then you come back out. But instead of coming all the way down here for the half, what you'll do is, once you get onto Cove Road, you will cut off at Andrews right here. So you'll come down on the same road, and then you'll cut off right here, and then do the climb here, and then screamer down Andrews, get back on the hog job. Whereas with the full, you keep going down all the way down here, and then there's a nice little hill you can see. You'll climb this little hill right here. And going out is mostly like rollers or false flats. You can see all the way through from here to here. You know, it's mostly a net incline. But once you get on the backside of here and get on the hog jowl, this is where you're going to pick up all your speed. You know, your miles per average will start going up on that first loop. Don't get too aggressive here, because that second loop will be a lot harder than the first loop. But you'll come through all the way through here, you know, until you get to Chickamauga, You know, if you watch my other bike video for the full, I'll explain to you how to, you know, some strategies I used for racing the full, you know. But once you get into Chickamauga, you know, you're flying, you know, that's where the special needs is. And then getting out of Chickamauga, I like to call my climb out of Chickamauga. It's not necessarily a climb, but what it is it's falls flat, and it's windy, and it's just aggravating. I mean, you can't really get any good forward momentum. But once you get to the top of this hill right here, then it's a screamer all the way back down. You'll see a little bump right about here, but then you'll be flying through here. And there's an aid station right here for both the full and the half right here. It just depends on how you're feeling. You know, sometimes I skip that, and other times I keep going. I mean, I grab stuff right there. But for the half, you'll turn back in, obviously, and then for the full, you'll make a second loop. And that full, the full, not joking, that second loop becomes a little bit more difficult. But those are the key differences between the half and the full. Let's look at the run, because once again, there is some big differences on the run. And I'll tell you, this, to me, this is by far the hardest Ironman run I've ever done, mainly because it's got Barton, and it's just mentally tough. You don't, where a lot of Ironman races, you run out and back and you see people constantly, whereas with Chattanooga, you may run the entire time and not see anybody, well, that you're running with, because they could be on a different loop or they could be on the other side. Basically what they'll do, for the full and a half, you'll come out and then you'll run up a hill. It's a steep hill, and then you'll run out onto the parkway. It's like the Amicola Parkway or something like that. And then, you know, you'll run both the full and the half here, and then once you get to about right here for the half, you'll cut off, and then you'll run up a little bit. Basically, they're trying to get you to make sure you get the 13.1. With the half, you'll cut through here these warehouses, and you'll run up a little bit, and then you'll run back down, make a little loop, make an up and back here. Whereas with the full, they got you running a little different. It's kind of like you run around in circles in a parking lot. But with the half, you'll run up a road and then come back, and then you'll run along the Riverwalk. It's nice and shaded through here, but it can be nice and muggy too. And then you'll start your little climb. You'll run around past some tennis courts. You'll climb a little bit. It'll flatten out a little bit, and then here is a nice little climb. You'll see here. It's the first. It is right here. So you'll climb, and then yeah. So this is like a big climb. This is the biggest climb for the half, and then you'll run over veterans, and then once you get over veterans, as soon as you get over veterans, you start going down. You'll make a little loop and run underneath the bridge. You'll make a little loop as soon as you get off the bridge, and then you'll run underneath Fraser, and then Fraser will take you onto the main road right here, North Shore, and there'll be aid station here. People are cheering you. I like this section. It's nice and flat, but then you'll run over the bridge. This is a steep bridge. People forget about. You have to climb up this bridge because you're at basically elevation here, and then you have to climb up to get over the bridge. And for the half, depending on what time it is, that wood definitely radiates. But you'll do that for the full and the half. The difference between for the full is that instead of turning off here, you're going to keep running on Riverside or Amicola Highway all the way until you get to Burger King. And when you get up to Burger King, you're like, man, I wish I could have it my way, but unfortunately can't. And then that spits you onto the River Parkway, the Riverwalk. And I'll tell you, to me, this is mentally tough because you don't see a lot of people out here. There may be parts where you're running, you don't see anybody except for the aid stations. But this is where you gotta like David Goggins says, I guess, harden up right through here. It's just I mean, you're running on the Riverwalk. It's beautiful, but like I said, I mean, if you run big sections through here, you just don't see many people, and I need that crowd support and people cheering me on and high-fiving people. Maybe you don't, but I do. And then you'll come through, and then you'll catch on to the half course, and then you'll run up that same hill. I would recommend walking it unless you're a super fast runner, because you want to save as many matches as you can for that second loop. You'll run over Veterans Park Bridge, and then instead of looping under the bridge, basically what happens is you run over Barton, and you can see down here, this little section right here, this is kind of where dreams go to die. And what I've done, you can find another video. I have an entire video of this basically lollipop on the YouTube channel. But basically it's run over Barton, run down Barton. And I've been running good, and then I hit Barton, and then I kind of tell the people this is where Ironman dreams go to die. So conserve yourself right through here. And if your quads are killing you, they're going to hurt coming down Barton, because it's just as steep on the back side as it is on the front side. And then what's deceptive is once you get over Barton is that you still have to run Hickson too, because that just beats you up. And then you get a little bit of a reprieve. You're going downhill, but then you're going back uphill. It's just two big rollers. And when you're done with that, you got to run Barton again. And then you'll bring you on the North Shore, and then you run up the bridge, and then you do it again. So what I would recommend, you can watch my run a course video, and where I explain some strategy that I've used. I mean, you can see how bad I've done on the run, but conserve your energy, run easy that first loop, because all those people pass you on that first loop, you're gonna be putting minutes on them on the second loop, because you're tired from Barton, you're tired from the North Shore. As flat as it is over here, it is mountains on this side. I'm joking, obviously, but there's some big climbs on this side, which throws a lot of people for a loop, because they're like, oh, Chattanooga's flat, because you walk around all this section over here, and once you get to the North Shore, it's just, I mean, there's some steep sections. I mean, I don't think my old Honda Civic could make some of these roads. But it's two loops. You obviously finish in the same spot. You come over the bridge that second time, and you're like, yeah, we're doing it. Yes, yes. And then you run down the hill and cross the finish line and smile big for the camera, and that's it. All right, so that's all I got. Those are the big differences, the key differences. Let me know if I left anything out, whether swim, bike, or run, but it's pretty simple. Also, the biggest difference is one's double the distance, right? Anyway, that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, do all those cool things to do on YouTube, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.